Episode 10.
10. Double figures.
Hey,
baby.
That's pretty crazy. When did we start? 10 weeks ago. Amazing.
Yeah, we'll always know how many weeks ago we started because even if we can't do it, one of us will do it.
You did
solo.
it in France on your own, didn't you?
I've done 2 solo.
Yeah, beautiful. Hey, and there's the thing. When you decide to do the thing, and it's good to have each other accountable, and you're really good at this, but yeah. Well, so episode 10, we thought, how many times do we get there? So what's your story, Jake? Where are you from? So the origin story.
People ask me on calls quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of, well, if you're going to invest in working with someone, you want to understand like what you're getting into and if it feels aligned.
Totally, man. It's quite interesting as well. Almost the first question when I'm onboarding people is, so how do you know Jake? And I don't know if you get that in like a normal business. Like, I don't know. It's just, I guess it's a beautiful thing that
it's quite personal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess the whole thing. And we ask quite personal questions pretty early on.
Yeah.
Or fairly personal.
Quite probing ones, right?
Yeah, because we need to understand and we need to know and we need to be aware. So I think that comes with a sense of, oh, wow, like maybe these sort of questions only come up in my close relationships. So therefore, it's then reciprocated in the sense, well, I want to understand you as well.
Yeah, nice.
Because if I'm giving you this, I'm getting asked these questions by you, then I want to understand some of those, who I'm getting involved with.
Yeah, right on. And it's funny, what I heard when you were talking there was, how some of these questions only get asked in close relationships, right? And then that's something we talk about in Dad's Club. It's like, why can't you, it's always, it can be often surface level out and about, unless it's like you're really good mates. Wouldn't it be beautiful if you could say like, how did you get into whatever you're doing, starting a florist shop, instead of just going, oh, morning, weather's crap, whatever. Like that's a connection. But anyway, Jake, who is Jake Wood?
Is that really how we're starting?
Let's start there, man. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Is that too much?
That's such a challenging thing to say.
All right. What comes up then?
Should we start practical? Can we start practical?
Go on. Just give me a sentence and then we'll come back. Who's Jake Wood when I ask you that?
Dude, man.
Go on. You could do this on me one episode.
Yeah. Who is Jake Wood? That is a very difficult question. I'm trying to roll with something that move away from what I think I should say versus like what I actually want to say.
Yeah.
Also, What would the I'm intelligent person say versus the I'm boring and simple person say?
Well, you are who you are, right?
I am.
And that's beautiful.
So, who am I? I'm going to start with practical and we'll see where we go.
Cool, man.
So, I'm 34 years old.
Live
in Cornwall, in Penzance. I'm married. Been married for 4 years now. We had our wedding anniversary last week. 2 children, with one in utero. One who is nearly 5 and one who's just turned 3. And the next one is due in September, roughly. I run a business called Vibrant People, which many of you now know.
Hopefully.
I've been doing this for full-time for around 5 years, part-time for much longer than that. I've always run businesses since I left university. Interests.
Hey, no, that's great, man. That's
is that a good workplace?
That's good. You know, people often go, "How old are you, Jake?" And like, is he married? And they like, does he have how many kids? Like, these are the things that people ask me that they maybe have not seen. So yeah, those are the facts.
Yeah.
Where were you born? Because you don't sound Cornish.
Yeah, I'm certainly not Cornish. Although, well, I'm from Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Huddersfield, Home Firth. They're the layers of knowledge.
Nice. Yeah.
If you don't know where Yorkshire is, it's in the north of England. If you don't know where Huddersfield is, it's in West Yorkshire, near to Leeds, Manchester and Sheffield. They surround it. If you don't know where Home Firth is, if you are British and of a certain age, it's where Last of the Summer Wine was filmed.
Was it actually?
Yeah. You're of that age, I guess.
Yeah, my dad loved that show, man. Yeah. I didn't particularly love it. It was on every Wednesday.
It's awful.
Right on. So you grew up in there?
Yeah, that village is exactly where it was.
what was it like growing up in Holmfirth? So for those of you that don't know that show, it's about what, like a very small village, kind of old boy farmers having some capes and why can't I use the right term
It's
here?
kind of very, it's that kind of typical British humour from that era, isn't it?
Yeah. Like slapdash, crashing over things,
like
falling
Mr.
on
Bean,
each other.
Not Mr. Bean exactly, but
it's very rural, right?
Yeah.
It's farmland, it's small lanes, it's streams and rivers.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up there?
It was honestly I had a fantastic upbringing. It's quite interesting because obviously now being here and my kids, I'm raising my children and considering what I want their life to be like, not just now, but what's it going to be like when they're teenagers? Like, what were the challenges that Morgan faced? That's my wife. When she was growing up here. So we've been asking those questions like since we've had kids. I think growing up in Holmfirth there was ups and downs, but I never felt like I wanted to be anywhere else. Huddersfield back then was like an amazing town to be a teenager.
Cool.
Once you kind of got over that and you saw the world was a bigger place, obviously you want kind of more London, abroad, whatever else. But to be an actual teenager, it was awesome. There was a great place to go out, loads of places to eat, loads of things to do. That was our sort of big town.
Nice.
And then because you're so close to like Leeds, Manchester, Sheffield, there was always something better or bigger to go to as well. So unlike Morgan, like I never had that feeling of, man, I need to go to the big city. Even though I actually ended up doing that, I was never that disconnected, even though I lived in a really rural place.
Yeah.
And then Holmfirth itself, Holmfirth is fairly known, like within the UK.
Yeah.
Very beautiful, loads of amazing walks, reservoirs, nature. There's, you don't have to, you can drive in any direction and basically find like huge, like swaths of like moorland and stuff to go walking on.
Yeah.
So there was a really good balance. And yeah, I really did love growing up there.
And in that rural upbringing, do you feel that's, as you were talking there, you've got 3 kids. We're not rural, but we're far from cities here. Do you feel that's like, how's that affecting your parenting now coming from a place like that?
Yeah, it's interesting actually, because I think that's the reason that Holmfirth was such a popular place for people to go and live, and it's so popular now. I actually believe is because you really do get the best of both because you're so close relatively to all these cities. Huddersfield, not what it used to be by any stretch, but still Leeds, Manchester, Sheffield are very, very close, all within an hour away. So I never really felt like I had a rural upbringing.
Okay, cool.
And definitely not as much as you would here.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. So I would say that Holmfirth itself, different vibe to here. It's kind of similar in a way, I would say. Like a good community and a lot going in within its bubble. Maybe not so much when I was younger, but definitely now. But the difference there is that you have these major cities very like within striking distance. Whereas here what are we talking like? Exeter would probably be the closest thing to like Leeds or Manchester.
For me, I'd say Bristol then.
Yeah,
Exeter
probably Bristol. Bristol's probably the closest to Manchester, which is 4 hours away.
Yeah. Right on. So, okay, man. So growing up out there and getting that influence of big city when you're able to get there and stuff, like getting into the bits that I'm intrigued in was like, what was your first job?
My first ever job. Oof, some secret facts coming out about me now.
Yeah, here we go.
So my first ever job, well, my official first job was actually working in a bar, but I only worked there for 1 day.
Okay,
I absolutely hated it.
Right.
Absolutely hated it.
Cool.
I hated it. I didn't like being told what to do. I don't think at that age, I'm not sure how old I was. Definitely illegal to work at a bar, but I didn't really have the confidence to just enjoy that kind of role because I wasn't like experienced in that environment. I did actually go on to work in bars for like 2 years, but I wasn't really an employee. I was in it. It was a kind of weird thing, strange dynamic. So I was in bands like from 14 years old to like 16. It was the most hectic time of my life. Like,
that's amazing.
crazy lifestyle, like lots of partying, lots of drugs, like lots of nut stuff. And I was so young because the guys in the bands were a bit older than me. They were more like 17, 18.
What were you doing in a band? What were you playing?
Guitar and
I
singing.
have no idea about this. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
So
What kind of music?
the reason it was kind of, it wasn't great. It was that.
Screamo?
No, it wasn't quite that side. It was like during the era of bands like Enter Shikari. So it was kind of that synthy rock, but there was also a bit more of a tamer edge because of some of the other influences in the band, which were never really my thing. But the indie rock scene was big right then, which was always my nemesis. But,
so you were the youngest in the band, doing all the things older boys would be doing.
Yeah.
All right.
So just to link that to your point in the job, because we're going to go off on a tangent here if we're not careful, but we used to play at this bar, and then the lead singer dated the owner of this bar.
Okay.
So that became our basically my second home.
Okay.
So I'd be in that bar just hanging out from like morning till
whenever,
middle of the night, like at 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
In Huddersfield.
In Huddersfield. Yeah. So I would like serve. I didn't really officially work there, but I got free whatever I wanted. Right. So I'd basically would just serve drinks. I'd just be like milling around. It was a very strange thing for a 15-year-old boy to be doing.
Yeah. Was it like a rock bar? Like what sort of people?
They had gigs, but it was also, they would do like club nights and just be a normal bar.
Right.
So I was just like this 15-year-old just like milling around.
Wow.
And she was a lot older than the guy that was the lead singer as well. It was all very strange.
Yeah.
Cool experience. Like I used to go in, because everyone was connected, I used to get in free to like clubs in Manchester and Leeds and all that sort of stuff. And I had a very strange young mid-teens where I was basically living this kind of crazy lifestyle.
Did you tour?
Not really, no.
Okay.
A little bit, just in locally,
Yeah, amazing, man. All right, so brilliant. I had no idea this happened. I've got way more questions.
I can't imagine what my mum used to think.
I was going to ask them.
Imagine you're 15 years old and I'd come home at 10 a.m. like absolutely wired.
Yeah.
And my mum would just be making breakfast or whatever. I mean, they just kind of let me do my thing, and it naturally came to a head.
How did it come to a head?
Well, there was an actual head involved.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is quite honest, but I was basically at this party, there was like a lot of drugs involved, and basically I basically woke up and I had a massive cut on my head and I was like bleeding from my head.
Wow.
It's not as bad as it sounds. It's actually quite funny. Okay. But what it turned out was like, we'd all been doing these drugs. Like this was like a very regular thing. We'd like go out, we'd play a gig, we'd party, end up at some random house. Mm-hmm. And someone had basically thrown an oust can at my head. Not as like an attack, just like as fun. We were all just like off it. And it basically knocked me out and cut my head open. And I was kind of, man, this has got to stop. Like, this is like a school night.
Okay.
Like, I'm literally at school.
Were you going to school as well? Yeah.
I was at school.
15. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in high school.
Wow.
And I was like, man, this has got to stop.
That was your moment.
Yeah, so I just really I stepped back from, the band was kind of like disintegrating a little bit as well because they were older, so they were like off to do different escapades. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of took a step back from that group and I just decided it wasn't for me. It wasn't a big moment in the sense of this needs to change now. Like I'm going to go on this holistic lifestyle. Yeah. That wasn't the moment I did that at all.
Right.
But
just felt something unsafe.
Yeah, I was just over it.
Yeah.
And then I basically, sometimes you can't tell if this is a memory or something you fabricated, but I get the feeling that at that point, I actually kind of just went teetotal for a couple of years. So by the time I went to college and people were like, getting so pumped about starting to go out, I was kind of like, this is like tame.
Yeah, I love it, bro. Well, I've heard you say a couple of times in this little questions we're doing about like listening to yourself. Like the first job as actually at a bar that you lasted a day, you were like, nah, it's not for me, and you left. And then doing this thing, and suddenly you took a knock to the head, but you're like, yeah, that's like quite a lot of awareness at 15, 16 years old. When it's
my mind had been opened.
Yeah, you've done all the things some kids wait until they're 25, 35 never do, right? Yeah, beautiful. All right, man. So you got out of there. And let's like move forward a little bit. So then, I guess you finished college and did that
So what was the job?
Yeah, what was the
question was what was the job?
What was the job? Well, one day in a bar, and then
one day in a bar,
some dicking around in a band, and then what was your first employment?
So I got into modeling when I was 16.
How'd that start?
So again, potential fabrication here. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my dad was creative director of a marketing agency.
Okay.
And so they obviously used like a lot of models, and they had connections with like agencies and stuff. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that through something like that, like I was either connected or like I met someone or something. I can't even remember exactly.
Through dad's work, kind of.
But yeah, because he was in that industry, the creative industry in this area of the world.
Yeah.
Then there was some kind of connection, and I joined an agency, and then that basically was my career.
Do you remember your first modeling gig where you got paid? Do you remember what you did?
Do I remember what I did first? I don't know if this is my first one, but my first big one was for Bank. Do you remember Bank?
Bank.
They were kind of in the Top Man, Burton kind of era.
Right.
So I guess it was like teenage fast fashion.
All right, yeah.
But that was like mega.
Yeah, okay. Amazing.
So that's the first big thing I remember.
So how old were you then? This is like more 18?
I think I was 17 when I started doing that.
Right.
And then I basically did that all the way until, I guess, just after uni or when I moved to London. But I was never very serious about it because I was more interested in, when I got back at college and I was like going out and I just didn't want to, I felt like I had to sacrifice my life in order to actually do that job. I.e. going out, like good food.
Having good times.
It's kind of like a lot of nice connections to.
Yeah.
With modeling though, I actually think it's true, especially at that age, because I had terrible skin when I basically had acne until I was 30, just so everyone knows.
Right.
So I had terrible skin, and obviously drinking and eating junk food and not getting sleep really.
But you were still modeling?
They aggravate it. Well, yeah, they just cover it up. They try and cover it up the best they can.
Wow.
But you'll never fully succeed because it's just effort for them. There's always someone else to pick, right?
It'll look
and there's good days and bad days with acne. Like anyone who's had acne knows that you get flare-ups, and there's good days and bad days, and how you treat yourself and all those sort of things. But that was one of the things that I was never committed to sacrificing that period of my life in order to fully do it. However, when you're getting paid that much, you don't need many jobs to get you through uni. So that literally, I never had to work through the whole of uni.
Amazing.
Which was incredible.
Yeah.
When I first moved to London, it meant I had cash in the bank. It meant that I could go traveling whenever I wanted. Like, it was amazing.
Why did you move to London?
Why did I move to London? So we had finished uni. We'd all moved back, trying to figure out what to do, which leads to my third job maybe, which was being a lifeguard. I always wanted to be a lifeguard.
Amazing.
Great. It's a great job, man.
Do you have any beaches in Huddersfield?
There's no beach. Pool lifeguard.
Pool lifeguard.
Great job. It's the best paid, like, low wage job that you can get.
Yeah.
I think, FYI, there's a place, this is an interesting fact. There's a place here, I won't name what it is. They don't call their lifeguards because they don't want to pay them so much. They put them all on rotation through other menial jobs so that they can pay the minimum wage. How shit is that?
That is awful, man.
How crazy is that?
Hey,
so it's literally a label.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Sure.
So yeah, I was a lifeguard in a pool in Home Firth. It was great, man. I like cleaning. The best job was the window.
To get lifeguard.
Summer day. Jake, you need to clean the outside windows of the whole building.
Wow.
Amazing.
What
a job.
Oh, because otherwise you'd be inside all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the inside pool, right.
Yeah.
In my head,
Lifeguard's great.
California lifeguard.
You're basically a cleaner.
Yeah. Amazing. And was it red shorts and yellow shirt or?
Yeah, 100%.
Brilliant.
I loved that job, and we were just at home figuring out, like, where's life next? All we would basically do is, this is when I started my next band, which was called the Workshop Quartet. Great. When I say band, I say it with a pinch of salt. Basically, what we would do is that we would all do our days, like, we all had our jobs.
Yeah.
And then we'd meet at Harris, one of my best friend's houses. And he had this garage where his stepdad like stored all these tools and like tractors and diggers and stuff.
Yeah.
And we would basically roll some joints, get high, play. He had basically like an old CD collection in a CD player.
Yeah.
And we'd just put a random CD on.
Okay.
And then we'd have this band where we mimed to the song, but using garden tools, like hammers.
I don't know if you can call that band,
dude.
I love it.
It was like it was a local hit.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, we used to just do that.
Sick.
That was our evening every day.
Great. Amazing.
Really good time. Some of my best times, honestly, in the workshop.
Hey, those are it's giving me a, like staring into the distance here of those fond, like no care memories where you only needed a. Oh, good. Red lights.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, those low responsibility years.
Yeah,
I didn't go to uni, but again, that like 20s when you're not really, you don't have much to do. You can still kind of live at your parents. You just need a little bit to get you out and maybe some petrol in the car.
When I think about the challenges of adulting right now, kids, work, just that pressure, a lot of it is put on yourself. I do think in a way you can, there is some controllability, but there's still a lot of responsibility. Mm-hmm. That is the period I think too, that it's not even uni. Uni was no responsibility, but I just think of that little 6 month period between college.
We don't even have to go to a class. Like there's nothing.
Yeah. I barely did at uni, but so yeah. And then, I mean, we're maybe getting a bit ahead of ourselves, but the reason that I went to London, me and Josh, one of my other best friends, we were going to go to Australia. And then Josh, I'm calling you out here. Josh basically cancelled on the train whilst he was on the train moving to London.
No, just got off somewhere and turned down.
He was like, Jake, he ran me on the train. He was like, Jake, I'm cancelling. I'm moving to London. I'm on the train now.
Oh, I see. Instead of Australia, you went to London.
Yeah.
Right.
So then I'm not sure what the timescales were, but
okay.
I then basically packed my bags. My current girlfriend at the time lived in London, so I just moved in with her.
Right.
And
there you go.
And then I was there.
We were talking about this morning. Hey, all these things at the time that probably pissed you off. You're like, I was looking forward to Australia, but it actually led you to sit here exactly here.
Yeah,
exactly. That led you to that, and it's trying to remember that in the moment.
Yeah,
it's diversion here, but yeah, like that was meant to happen. You were never meant to go to Australia, right?
Have
you been ever now,
no,
Vince? Right.
No. Moving to London then was epic, man. Like those.
So you're early 20s, mid 20s, early 20s.
I just left uni, so I would have been 20.
21,
yeah. So
where in London?
The girlfriend of the time lived in Clapham, but I quickly moved to Shadwell, which is where Josh was living with Rufus.
Okay.
Man, what a time to be in Brick Lane, man. Well, it's next to Brick Lane. It's the bottom.
Also, like the others could, How many years ago? 15 years? Ooh.
Yeah, it was a nice little flat. I literally lived on the sofa for a whole year in Shadwell. We would go out every single night on Brick Lane, and it was, I mean, every year it probably goes, oh, Brick Lane used to be like this. Sure, it used to be like this. But I tell you now, Brick Lane in 2011 was very different to 2025. Like, you didn't have any of the corporate stuff or anything like that.
That was a good time. Also, Shadwell was still sketchy.
It probably is now. I don't think Whitechapel and Shadwell have been gentrified.
No, yeah. Wow. Okay, man. So London, I'm going to throw something in here because it's interesting me, and it's like, and it will keep us like on. Music has been a big part of your life already. You're only 20 at this point, and you've been in 2 bands. What are your top 3 bands of all time?
Oof, great question. Man, I always wonder this. When people ask me what bands do I like, I'm always struggling because I never think they'll know who I'm talking about.
Wow.
Who are my top 3 bands of all time?
Maybe you could go like one for, I don't know if you want to categorize it like the workout running band. Maybe there's the home like chilling band. Maybe there's the memory band.
Yeah. It's interesting like how you would define your favorite band, because I truly believe that your favorite band isn't necessarily the band that you listen to all the time. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes that band, listening to that isn't functional for what you're listening to the music for.
Yeah.
Like the music's not always to actually be, there could be another purpose. So that's kind of the frame that I'm going down. Right, okay. Favorite bands. I wouldn't say these are my favorite now, but I think I have to honor them based on what they've offered in the future. So number 1, I think, would have been Alexis on Fire.
Cool. Right.
Do you know those?
Yeah.
So Alexis on Fire and branches off, like Dallas Green and his side projects, were definitely some of my back in the day, something that I would spend like
Really
a lot of time
influenced stuff.
listening to. The second one, I'm going to have to say Rammstein.
Wow. Okay.
So again,
Sick.
not something that I listen to like hugely
Yeah.
nowadays. Sometimes.
Yeah.
We have them on vinyl.
Amazing.
Rammstein have played like a massive part in my life and my dad's life and our relationship as well. So the first proper concert I went to when I think I was 9, I went to see Rammstein with my dad.
Amazing.
I always
Your dad's into rap. I like your dad.
Yeah. I always remember I was in the toilet and again, fabrication disclaimer. This guy, long hair, came up pre-gig, like Rammstein tee, and he just went to my dad, starting him young.
Yeah, man.
I was like, respect.
That you don't go to a Rammstein gig unless you're serious. Like that's not a band. You're like, I'm gonna go see Coldplay. Hey, Coldplay's great too, but that's like you're in.
Yeah. So
all right. So number 3.
So Rammstein, I've been to see them loads. I've seen them all over the world.
Is Morgan like Rammstein?
No.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, we have a distinct collection.
Generalizing, it's more masculine flavor.
I think growing up, it was always in the car. My dad would play his own music, or when my mum was out. And then there was a kind of a relationship music as well. Sigur Rós, Fleetwood Mac. That was like the sort of stuff playing in our house.
Nice.
And then when it was in the car, my dad would be playing. He's into Rammstein, Einstürz and New Barton. I don't know if you know those. No. They're like much older, but they're one of the original industrial metal bands.
Okay.
That's almost borderline hitting pots and pans sort of vibe.
Cut it, yeah.
So I've been brought up on a lot of mainly rock, industrial metal music. And also I grew up in the era where it was kind of like Kerrang, Scrubs, MTV. So I'm very much...
Tool?
Personally not really into Tool. Some of my friends are, but it was of that era.
Yeah.
So all that kind of like Slipknot, Sum 41, Blink-182, Green Day. Like all that stuff. New metal, Linkin Park, System of a Down. Like all that is like my music.
Sick.
And to be honest, that's still the sort of stuff I listen to today.
Well, they say that, don't they? Like the music that we listen to in that teenage period, 20s, is kind of that becomes what we'll always listen to.
Yeah.
For me, it's 90s hip hop. And I'll still put NWA on, and I'm like a 40-something-year-old dad driving my 2 kids to school. And I put up in the car park with like Tribe Called Quest playing, because it's like somehow it brings up a feeling of these beautiful times with your dad or your mates or partying, right? What's the third band then, Jake? Let's finish off.
Yeah, so just to go back to Alexis on Fire, I was a serious like emo scene kid at college. So that was that whole phase.
Nails painted or any of that?
Occasionally.
How emo did you go?
Oh, I was like full emo.
Sick.
So like that was an expression of that era, but they are actually an amazing band.
Yeah.
And I feel like their music, well, it was a bit more connected to kind of pop and punk, hardcore punk scene.
Yeah.
Versus like the kind of wishy-washy.
Some
like
41
emo,
that could be
emo,
more poppy.
like My Chemical Romance, that sort of shit.
My Chemical Romance, oh my God.
No offense, like whatever.
Black Parade, it's a great song. Remember it?
Yeah, they've got a very big political stance. Oh yeah, right. Third band.
Music's a good one.
Rage Against the Machine, mate.
Oh,
they're probably number 1.
Hey,
Rage Against the Machine are probably my favorite band of all time.
Fuck yeah! I mean, wow, good.
Everything about them
I liked you.
Fucking great.
I'll tell you a Rage Against the Machine story. Have you ever seen him live?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you a quick Rage Against the Machine story. A few years ago, there was a campaign to get Rage to number 1 at Christmas to beat some crap Simon Cowell thing.
Yeah,
remember that? Like 10 years ago, probably. And anyway, you had to call in, and if they won, they were going to put on a free gig, and they won, so they put on this free gig, and you had to call Radio 1, and I was in the thing, and I was like, "You are caller number 21." I was like, "Great." I'm holding, and my girlfriend at the time was not a good relationship. It's what we would call now a toxic relationship. It was like, "I need to go out, and you need to come with me," and I'm like, "I'm on the phone for Rage." And I was like, okay, I'll go. And we went out and I lost signal and I didn't get to see Rage.
Really?
There's always bitter because they are probably top 3 for me.
Yeah.
Still.
They're actually
incredible.
I listen to them every week as well, I would say.
Yeah, nice. I don't get the opportunity to do that, and I'm going to make it.
In our Newlyn house, we found an NME magazine with Rage Against the Machine in the attic on the front cover. We framed it in our house.
Sick.
It's from like 1993 or something.
You seen that video when they're playing on the New York Stock Exchange on the roof, and it basically forms a riot?
Yeah, that's the Slipknot in the Fire.
Yeah, man. So Oh wow, he is a legend in political stances, but full power.
Yeah.
I mean, Rage Against, what a name.
Oh, it's a mission. It's
Yeah.
epic. I love
Great.
I love Audio Slave as well.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Chris
nice.
Cornell, rest in peace.
Oh, bless.
I honestly
Bro.
believe he's got the best vocals of anyone on the whole planet.
Have you heard Chris Cornell cover Sinead O'Connor's "Nothing Compares to You"?
Yeah.
Bro, that's my guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
I will pop that on.
yeah.
I've only got it on YouTube. I ripped it once to. Yeah, he's.
All his
Beautiful,
bands
man.
are amazing. Like Soundgarden,
Yeah, Soundgarden.
Temple of the Dog. Like
Temple of the Dog, I had on tape.
Did you?
Yeah, that was because I'm older than you now. So when Temple of the Dog came out, I had a tape of Temple of the Dog, and I never got into it as much as like Soundgarden. But hey, all right, everyone, we could really go on about music, but I want to get back to Jake's origin story. So let's bring it into what you're doing now, man. So I got a good picture here of your musical upbringing and the kind of a crazy life of early partying, early exposure to some naughty things that didn't feel too out of control. Like I feel what I'm hearing is maybe doing that in Huddersfield slightly safer than doing it in Shadwell at 14, 15.
Possible.
So like you had some like okay boundaries there. Like it was an okay place to do that. Maybe not. Okay.
Does it make a difference? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
there was never really any danger.
All right.
Well, beyond the substances.
But I mean, yeah, I guess that scene that I have seen with the scene I've seen in places like Brighton and Reading, pretty seedy, kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
That's just a projection. Anyway, let's move it through. So beautiful. You've got to London. You're modeling. You're not having to work too much. What part did fitness play in your life, if anything, up until your 20s?
Yeah. So we're going to have to rewind a little bit to understand this, which I think is definitely important.
Yeah, man.
So when I was younger, I was a swimmer.
Okay.
Never really naturally good enough to go to like the Commonwealth or go to the Olympics, but those people were around me.
Okay. So you competed?
Yeah. Right. So I was never like smashing it, but I would, I'd be close to those sort of people.
Yeah.
And I think many of those guys like did go on to compete in various games, whether it's the Worlds or the Olympics. So I contribute the ease that I find self-discipline now to those swimming days, because nothing is harder than being 12 years old and having to train for 4 hours a day. And one of those sessions is before school. So mum comes in at like 4 a.m, need to get up, have a cereal bar, go and just jump in a cold pool and train for 2 hours. Makes me sick thinking about it.
Yeah.
Brutal.
There's so many questions.
Brutal.
Yeah, okay.
So,
but discipline, yeah.
That was, I really do attribute the ease that I find discipline to the traits that I learned on those days.
Nice.
During those days. I think I stopped swimming maybe like just before the band era. Not necessarily linked. I think I was just done with it.
Teenagey.
My mum, she committed a whole shitload of her time to that. My brother was a swimmer as well. She lived at the pool. If I'm showing any, if I was ever just like, I don't want to do that, like, imagine how that made her feel. I think one day she just gave me an ultimatum, like, Jake,
I'm not driving it.
Let's not do this thing anymore because I'm committed. This is part of what I do as well.
Where did it start? Like, did you want to swim? Like, that's always fun, interesting as a father now. I'm like, what do I suggest and push, and what do I?
Yeah, so we always were exposed to a lot of sports growing up. They were always on a plate, whether it was football, rugby, athletics, swimming. Who knows how these things happen? It could have been in the sense of maybe my mum made some friends at the pool and it was just easy. Maybe I liked it. Maybe we were both pretty good at it.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Joe, my brother, he's brilliant at all sports. He's that guy. He could have played cricket for the UK, for England, easy. Could have probably played basketball. Could have swam.
What's in the water up in Yorkshire, man?
I don't know.
You guys
but I think maybe I was never naturally that good at ball sports. Like my hand-eye coordination naturally isn't that great. I'm okay, just due to my fitness level. Yeah, but I'm not naturally amazing at those things. So maybe it was the fact that there was something that both of us were quite good at.
Rather than one class over there. And
it maybe made it easier for my mum. Maybe it was just the way of the
Sure.
world and things turn out that way.
Yeah.
And it built up.
Okay, man. So swimming and obviously with that is eating right. Mum would have had to cook you a decent-ish.
No.
No.
Well, we're going to, I think this is important.
Yeah.
We're going to get into maybe some deeper stuff here, but what swimming gave me in discipline, it also created a lot of problems for me later in my life in terms of the way that I ate. So with swimming, obviously training 4 hours a day, plus being a teenager, going through puberty, plus running around all day at school, you're losing a lot of energy. So I developed like a lot of habits at the time that were functional for the moment, but then damaged me later on. So what they were basically the amount of food that I had to eat was like extortionate, and I could basically eat whatever I wanted. So I didn't. They weren't. To be honest, it's quite surprising to hear, but the coaches weren't doing anything for the nutrition at all.
Yeah,
at all. And other than just fuel the shit out of yourself. So I would have like, I'd eat whatever I wanted. I could eat like 2 bowls of cereal for breakfast, some toast, some like whatever. It was like very carb heavy. Massive lunch at school, 3 courses, 2 courses, 3 servings, just go back for more. And then I'd have like a packed lunch before I went swimming. And then I'd come home and I'd literally have, I'm not even joking, it must have been 2,000 calories worth of pasta and cheese. And then I'd eat a whole box of like jam tart, a bar of chocolate.
Yeah.
I would go literally.
And so did that then, as when you stopped swimming, were you still in that like eat whatever you wanted all the time thing?
Well, obviously, naturally, your appetite goes down when you're not doing so much output. But what it did, indirectly, was create this feeling for me where I could only, when I ate, the only way that I could feel satisfied was to be absolutely stuffed. I tied a lot of emotions to it, so I used it as an emotional outlet. I tied a lot of boredom and loneliness to it. I tied entertainment to it. So like when I'd come home and have that, like, it wasn't really a binge at the time because it was fuel.
Yeah.
But I tied watching TV or watching a movie to it as well. That has literally that's been like a constant battle my whole life. I only think I've really conquered it in the last, probably since I got married, so like 4 years ago.
Amazing.
Through my whole 20s, I had like serious issues with like binge eating, basically. And that has been something, it was like on and off. Like anyone that's had, I never got treatment with it, but I did look at it before when it got at the bad points. I did look at getting help with it. Looking back, I definitely had some kind of like binge eating disorder. Anyone that's had it knows that it's like, just like acne, right? There's like ups and downs. There's periods where, oh, cool, like I haven't done it for 2 months, like I'm healed. And then something will set you off. Maybe it's emotion, sadness, boredom, loneliness, and whatever it is, and it'll just trigger you. And it's literally, you're like a lion, it's insatiable, and you're just eating your feelings, and it's fucking crazy. It's a crazy feeling. You know you're going to literally hate yourself afterwards, but you still do it. And I think a lot of people, swimming aside, a lot of people that get into the gym get into it as well, because they go through periods of restriction in order to like get ripped or whatever, or get the results. And then they might have a drink, or they get bored, or they've got a night in and they're by themselves. And then suddenly they do a cheat meal and it just gets crazy out of hand.
Yeah.
So going back to what I actually did, when I was 17, started college, I started the gym as well.
Okay.
So I think I did the gym for about 3 or 4 years. So it was like college and uni, basically. That was very traditional bodybuilding vibes. That whole eating relationship like was further fueled within that as well. And I knew other people that had it from the gyms thing rather than from the swimming thing.
Hey, thanks for sharing, man. That's a big one, hey. And well, I feel like it's important to say now, like we talk to clients quite often about food stuff. You heard Jake's story, man. You're not alone. So reach out to us. If you're not a client, reach out to us, So
it's always been my vice. Yeah. All at least from that age to like mid-20s, it's always been sort of the devil on my back, I would say. I always
all
knew
carry
it was
one.
there. Yeah. Coping mechanism. I don't really feel, I do really feel like I don't have it anymore. And I don't know if anyone is struggling with it. I can't really tell you what allowed me to break away from it.
Well, I heard it was around the time you got married or met Morgan.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something there about finding someone that supports you, can see you. You don't need to be anything. You're just you. Maybe it's something about that.
I mean, I would actually say it's the very logistical. You're not by yourself very often.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is like those moments, you don't do it. Anyone that does it has done it in the past or knows about it. Like, you don't do it with other people.
That's true.
Like, think how many people who are overweight or obese, like, you'll all go out for dinner and they barely touch what they're eating.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's interesting, man. It's funny. I mean, it's not something I've struggled with, but I know that when I'm not with the kids, the odd time I go away for work, I'll eat shit.
Yeah.
But I would not eat shit with the family.
But isn't that how many people go to uni and put on loads of weight, right?
Yeah,
Suddenly you're in a place where you've got full control over.
Probably alcohol too.
Alcohol as well.
For uni, but
you've got you've got this thing like, I can do what the fuck I want. Yeah. I'm going to go to the supermarket and I'm not going to buy anything colourful. I'm going to literally go
Haribo
for
noodles and
that's what happens. And I think we still, even at 45 years old, there's still a little taste of that. Yeah. There's no one keeping me accountable now. Like, I can do whatever I want to do. Yeah, yeah. It's like a control thing.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Well, thank you for sharing all that, Jake. That's really powerful stuff, man. And it's good to I guess, because getting back to getting back to the fitness pieces. You found the gym. You're doing the bodybuilding stuff. Mm-hmm. You were in London.
Yeah. So
and then
basically quit the gym. I kind of borderline quit the gym at some point in the last year of uni. Maybe I was still doing it when I went to the workshop quartet phase, like the weed smoking phase. Mm-hmm. Similar vibe. Mm-hmm. And I can't really quite remember the transition. I think there was a bit of a hiatus. Moved to London, like partying a lot, but in a much more refined. It was more just like at the pub, like very social. Yeah. Different scene to what it was. Yeah. Not really a club scene. It's more like the pub scene.
Yeah.
Walking loads, running my business, being outside loads.
What business were you doing then?
I had a graphic design company.
Nice.
So I started that with my friend Andy, who I went to university with. Before I moved to London, he rang me up. He was like, Jake, I've come back. I'm working for this bar. They've got loads of design stuff they're throwing my way. We're basically just doing cool posters for like amazing DJs and artists that you'll know. And I knew a load of them, like in the funk and soul, sort of techno house scene. So we just started doing loads of artworks for them.
Cool.
I moved to London and then we just we created this little business.
Nice.
And I'm not 100% sure what the transition was, but the romanticized story that I like to say is that Andy at some point moved down to London. We were running the business. Like, it was never this crazy business, but it was a full lifestyle business. Work 3 hours a day, then do whatever you want. We'll go out, we go around London. Like, we'd always meet at random places in London. We'd travel all the time. Like, it was epic. We moved the business to Amsterdam. For a few months, we rented this amazing apartment, like on the Prinsengracht. Anyone who knows Amsterdam, we had friends come over all the time. It was epic. It was amazing. And there was a TV channel on the TV called Zen TV, and it would just stream yoga all day and meditation. So for whatever reason, me and Andy, we were always quite interested in the sort of spiritual stuff at uni. It was like one of the things that connected us, both through like movement and breath and meditation and like also drugs as well. But we were always interested in it. And then we started just practicing yoga in the morning, following the Zen TV thing.
Cool.
That was kind of my transition into yoga. From there, I basically downloaded some apps and stuff and just started doing a daily practice.
Amazing.
And then from then, I never really looked back. Like, yoga was my main practice. I had no outside influence. I couldn't afford to really join a studio in London.
That's interesting.
It was a completely self-experiment practice for probably the best part of like 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
And then we then moved the business to Morocco, and that was like full time. We left London. Cut our rent off. We got a one-way flight to Morocco. and we just bumped into a random guy in the street, big up Amin, and he rented us an apartment.
Cool.
On day one in Tagazout. So that was basically surfing every day, dealing with dodgy internet connection, doing a bit of work. It was super cheap there. It's changed a lot now. It was amazing. Morocco's definitely got serious issues, but so when we went there, we met another duo called Ollie and Bertie. Right. Absolute legends. I haven't seen them for years. It'd be great to see them. But they were trying to start this kind of like yoga food combo. So Bertie was like a very high trained chef. Ollie was like an amazing yoga teacher, epic surfer. And me and Andy basically did their branding and website in exchange for basically unlimited
yoga. What was it called? Ollie and Bertie. Was that the brand name?
Itchy Feet.
Cool.
It was called.
Yeah.
It's not going now, but
right, yeah. Okay.
So we did their branding and stuff, and as a result, we just went to unlimited yoga classes. So Ollie did yoga at 7 p.m. on this rooftop on the beach of Tagazout every single day, and we would go to that class and do an hour. And that was my real first foray into actually getting taught.
Nice.
And moving forward with that. Yoga for many years was like my main practice. So when I actually ended up starting a yoga clothing company called So We Flow.
Amazing.
So it was initially men's yoga clothing, and then it turned into like all the forgotten disciplines like calisthenics, climbing, like not the
style movement stuff. Yeah.
But that's another conversation maybe. But
cool though.
Through that, I was big onto the yoga scene. I moved back up to Huddersfield a bit to start the business because I knew that I financially couldn't do it in London.
Yeah.
Took some like big loans out and just went crazy on that. I've got most money I've ever seen in my life, and I just like invested it in.
Wow.
It was a serious risk. I can't believe I really did it. Although looking back now, there seems to be a theme of quite a lot of stuff going on.
yeah.
Including right now for us today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so pretty crazy. I had kudos to my mum and dad. Like they supported me. They just trusted me with that, and I couldn't have done that without them. So like big love for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I moved back home, and then I really got into the class scene. Any teacher in London, in Huddersfield or the surrounding area I'd go to. So I basically had a class a day at different places.
Wicked.
Anything from like Sexy Studio to like Leisure Centre, whatever, to random
yoga
hall. Yeah, yoga.
Yeah, cool.
So I was doing Ashtanga, Vinyasa, Iyengar.
And no lifting in Cali in this at all?
No.
Incredible.
Zero.
Yeah.
I was eating really well. Still going through some of those issues.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that at some point, I tried to step back into the modelling thing at this point.
Okay.
Now, I am naturally, I don't know if it's from swimming or genetics or which is chicken or egg. Was I good at swimming because of the genetics or whatever? Mm-hmm. But I naturally have like I have a large frame.
Yeah.
Like I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
I have like a 42-inch chest. Well, I've got a 44-inch chest. But even at like 15, I had a 42-inch chest.
Yeah.
Big back.
Yeah.
Medium waist. So I'm like a 32 waist. But what I'm saying is that will not work for modelling.
Yeah.
Does not work.
Big guys don't. Yeah.
You need to be a 38-inch chest. And 32-inch waist could work, but probably more like 30. So I went through this phase where I was doing all the yoga, and I was also like, how I need to get smaller to do the modelling thing. Got down to 77 kilos, which for some of you might not seem very light. I'm 90 kilos now and I'm lean.
Bro. Yeah.
So you can imagine what I was like at 77.
6'2".
So it was, but then very quickly realised like, even at 77 kilos, I can't still fit one of these suit jackets on.
Yeah.
So that bit aside.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, doing lots of yoga. Then when I moved back to London, after the business had been going for a while, I joined Tri Yoga, and that's when I started my Ashtanga practice, which was like my my deep yoga journey. So it was like Mysore style, which for anyone who doesn't know, Ashtanga is a practice that you repeat. It's exactly the same every single time. The Mysore style is where you're not led at all. So there is a teacher in the room, but everyone's going at their different pace. So this class is like 5 hours long. You come whenever you want and do your practice. So it's like anything from 90 minutes to 2 hours, depending on where you are in the sequence. Massive humbler from going, kind of 3 years just using apps, a couple of years having like up north classes, which were, some of them were good, but very different.
Yeah.
To going to Try Yoga, which was at the time one of the best studios in London.
Yeah.
Working with like some amazing, literally like famous yoga teachers.
Shiva Ray there. Did you ever come across Shiva Ray?
I don't recognise the name.
Yeah, anyway, okay.
But I did some with David Swenson, who was like the big Ashtanga guy.
Yeah, man.
Which is pretty cool.
Sick.
So yeah, I got into that. And then it was at some point during all of that, the yoga thing, I'm not sure. I think it probably came a bit before the Ashtanga. Because of my yoga practice, I was following guys like Patrick Beach and what's he called, the other one? Other American guy who's like super strong, like handstand guy.
Oh,
you know who I mean?
I can picture his page. Yeah,
he looks like a Marine or something.
I know who you mean.
He lives in Bali, I think.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So I was like, cool. I want to be strong as well. I want to do handstands. I want to do planche. I want to do all these cool yoga kind of yoga things. Yeah. Not as a traditionalist, but all the cool stuff as well. So that is what led me into calisthenics.
Cool.
So I started following some more of the calisthenics stuff. It was very much
yourself at the time, just
it was very much like very low reps, massive rest, gymnast style kind of planche, pull-up stuff, plant levers, pistol squats, like all that sort of stuff. Super low reps, a lot of demand on the body, a lot of training hours in order to do it, because you have to take such long rest periods in order to actually move forward. And then when I moved back to London, I ventured to London Fields, there's a calisthenics part there. And that literally became my second home.
Amazing.
And I would basically do my yoga in the morning, like 90 minutes to an hour. And then I'd go to that calisthenics part for like 3 hours and just practice calisthenics, hang out with the guys there. That was honestly, I have such fond memories. Because I'd always traveled, I'd always been around like different demographics. But for anyone that knows, I mean, London Fields is a different place now, but there's still this like, on one side, you've got all the big blocks with the estates and the local guys from like Hackney and Haggerston and that area. And then on the other side, you've got obviously all like the people that have moved in with like corporate jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
But all the guys that trained, they were like born and bred, lived in the blocks, had like gunshot wounds, knife wounds, all of them like the nicest guys in the world. And we'd just talk for hours and hours and hours and train. Absolutely epic. There was a guy there, one guy called Caesar, who always wore a Superman t-shirt, and he was literally the biggest guy I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone in the gym as big as him, and it was all from calisthenics.
So that was like
I was like, this is crazy. There was this guy who was mid-50s, absolutely like paper thin skin, shredded. He could literally bust out 100 muscle-ups back to back. I'm not even joking. And his pre-workout meal that he'd bring to the bars was a whole pack of Tesco's ice chalk ices. Like the budget ones, like 8 chalk ices.
Just bosh them and then do muscle up.
Yeah.
Sick.
Ridiculous.
But this is incredible, Jake. I'm really loving it, man. And I'm really loving the I can see you like light up when you talking about these memories, man. It's really cool to see, man. Really cool for me to hear your story. So at that point, you're hitting that regularly, few hours a day. Your calisthenics is becoming more of your life, is what I'm hearing. How did the Bodyweight Instagram piece? Because we'll have to start wrapping this to a close soon.
Yeah, for sure.
So this bit now, how did this get started? This chapter.
So obviously, what I was doing there worked for my life. Then I didn't, on-off relationships. Obviously, no kids.
Yeah.
My business is. I had 2 businesses, right? But
so you're still graphic design, still with the clothing,
still the clothing company, still doing a bit of coaching.
Okay.
So kind of just helping people, but it wasn't really like structured anywhere. So I was basically running like 3 businesses, but I was 100% lifestyle first versus business first at that point. So it wasn't taking up all the time. Like I wasn't pushing them to grow. It was all just a means to an end for me to live the life that I wanted to live.
Nice.
Which in hindsight, I'm kind of like, man, every single one of those other businesses could have actually been an amazing business, but I just didn't. I wasn't ready to do what I do now with business at the time. So I had a lot of time then. And then life kind of just got, I guess, I don't know really what happened, but life changed a bit. I met Morgan.
In London.
I met Morgan in London.
Nice.
Like, she fell pregnant pretty early on. Obviously, some of the other businesses were like picking up. There was more demand. I didn't have that same time anymore. And I knew that system wasn't really working. And also the calisthenics thing, it comes with a lot of injuries. It's a very, very high intensity way of training. Not in the sense of your heart rate, but in the sense of the pressure that you're putting on your body, because of it's all based on like levers, right? Gymnasts, they've been doing it since they were so young, so they've built up so much tolerance, and they start on such basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you start doing that sort of stuff when you're an adult, there's the connective tissue strength. Even though I'd trained a lot during my life, and I'd done a lot of yoga and the swimming and the strength training and all that, different. It's another level of. Yeah. So I would always have tendonitis.
Right.
Obviously, that I was probably training too much as well. There was a lot of volume there, under eating as well. Yeah. There's lots of things tied up in it, but it just wasn't really sustainable anymore.
Yeah.
And so I ended up. We got with Morgan. We decided to move out of London. We were going to move to France. I moved back up north for a bit, and then sort of COVID happened. Moved down to Cornwall because France wasn't going to happen. Morgan was also pregnant, which did complicate things. And I basically decided, I had an Instagram before, but it was like very casual.
Was it the Bodyweight dude then?
I don't think I actually called it the Bodyweight dude then. Okay. It was more kind of like a blend of yoga and calisthenics sort of stuff. But I wasn't trying to... Stuff. Yeah, I wasn't trying to like make it anything.
Sure.
And then I basically said, I basically ended up building this system whilst I was back. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I'm going to have a baby. I need to figure out how to actually manage my time better now. I want to lean into the businesses. The coaching was picking up a little bit. Like, I had a few clients. I was like, I can't do what I used to do. And A, I can't logistically do it. B, I need to change my mindset around... Right. I need to stop thinking that 5 hours a day is like normal.
Yeah.
And what actually it needs to take and feeling crap about everything else.
Yeah.
So I basically created a system, which we still use with clients today. It looks a little bit different, but it was basically 3 times 30 minutes a week, 100% body weight. And I documented myself for 12 weeks on Instagram. And I was like, I'm going to put on 10 kilograms of muscle. Now, I don't think actually 100% muscle, that's even possible. But I did put on 10 kilograms and I was still pretty lean by the end of it.
Amazing.
So I basically just proved that
the live experiment.
Just because you don't lift weights doesn't mean that you can't build muscle. Amazing. And I proved it. Like, I literally stacked it on because I'd gone from being that 77 kilogram sort of yoga guy to 90 kilogram, like, dude, like, how much do you bench? I was like, nothing.
Amazing, man. And was it through that journey that you went in commas viral? Like, yes. You kind of picked somewhere in there.
Yeah, Facebook. I got to like 100k followers in like a month.
Facebook, not
on Facebook. Instagram didn't really happen right away.
Yeah,
that was a bit later on.
Cool.
And initially, what I basically did was, again, another crazy commitment. New baby was being born. I had 6 months. I basically decided I'm going to write a book called The Bodyweight Muscle Blueprint. And I literally spent hours after work every day. I would spend 2 hours writing this book. And I literally put tens of thousands of words down. Everything I knew about this world that I'd built over like 15, 20 years, from the swimming days to the gym days, to the yoga days, everything I knew about nutrition. Because throughout all of this, I was consuming anything on nutrition, recovery, sleep, energy, health. Like, I was
reading and listening
and reading. Yeah. So 15 plus years of like consumption every single day.
Where's that book?
Where's that book?
Yeah.
It's just on my computer.
Oh, so you got it down there.
Yeah.
It's going to come out one day.
Maybe, yeah. Well, it basically formed the first system, which was
sick.
Initially my product was build muscle with body weight. Yeah. So it wasn't really what Vibrant People is today, which is like a holistic lifestyle for successful people, busy people. Back then it was like very like narrow. Yeah. I will get you to build muscle using bodyweight training. That was kind of the sell.
Cool.
So I turned that into a system. That was initially what we used with clients. And during this time, I'm refining this for myself as well, right? Like, I'm living it. Child ends up being born. Have another child.
Yeah.
business goes crazy.
Yeah.
Through going viral.
Do you remember
Facebook
that?
and
Was there
Instagram.
a video that went? Do you remember it, or a piece of content? Do you remember what?
There was definitely some.
Yeah.
I can't remember them specifically.
Or the theme that maybe got people.
Content's an interesting one. I mean, a lot of the stuff in the early days was very much practical.
Okay.
This
So it
is
might
how
have
you
been
do this.
some way you said it or showed it that people went,
and
"Oh."
social media is fickle, what
Yeah.
Facebook doesn't typically perform much nowadays, but Instagram obviously is what works. So different platforms, different things. And then since then I've just practiced what I've preached, really. That's 3 times 30 system is what we use with our clients. Most clients, or it's at least the cornerstone of what we do. And I still use it now. You do it,
bro.
now.
It's amazing. I'm trying to. My kids are using it by default. Hey, this is beautiful, Jake, man. We're coming to a close, so I think that's a nice journey. We've seen your upbringing in the rural Yorkshire town that last December wine is filmed all the way through your punk drug days. This is beautiful, man. So I wrote some questions down that I was thinking about, which are, hey, man, we'll just buzz through them like a popcorn style. So
okay, cool.
You actually, here's a good one, man. You were just talking there about how much you've consumed to learn. Top 3 books that you've read in your time, or now top 3 books. What comes up?
Top 3 books. Okay. Most life-changing book I ever read was Eckhart Tolle, I think it's called A New World.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, amazing.
I can't even remember what it's about, but I remember reading that and literally I'm a different person. I honestly was like, I am a different person.
Yeah.
It's basically, correct me if I'm wrong, it's about the ego. Yeah. Is that the one? Yeah. So I remember walking away from that book literally being a different person. I was like, it was transformational.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, next to
this one, a lot of clients have read this one, but I think Atomic Habits is
great,
a fucking epic book.
Read it again as well. A few years.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Atomic Habits is one that I always come back to.
Have you read any, I'm just curious, any autobiographies from music type? But is any of that your flavor?
I've read loads, man.
Yeah.
I've read 100.
Give me your top autobiography type book or.
Oof. Man, I mean, maybe I'm not going to go there, but I think they're all quite depressing,
Yeah.
None of them seem positive at all.
Well,
being in a band's not that fun.
Well, no, and I guess it's that success, right? I see Anthony Kiedis. You read that one? Under the Bridge?
That's a great one. That's probably one of the best.
Yeah.
I read Serge Tankian's from System of a Down's.
Oh, okay.
Really interesting because it talks a lot about, he's from Lebanon, so all about the shit going on there and everything. All
right, so Kiedis, would that be one of your Anthony Kiedis?
I think Kiedis, yeah.
Okay.
I think not music, but Andre Agassi's autobiography is fucking great.
Andre Agassi.
He used to play on crystal meth.
Yeah, he was a wild motherfucker. He was sleeping with supermodels and drugs, and he had he wore colours at Wimbledon, and everyone thought he was.
And then just on
tennis player.
On the third book thing, in the health, we'll go for the health realm. Not something that I fully agree with today, but Mark Sisson's Primal Blueprint was one of a serious eye-opening book for me.
I don't know that one.
So he was one of the founders of the kind of primal paleo movement.
Yeah.
It's an amazing book. Definitely, it's seriously dogmatic. Which it was kind of a precursor to all the dogmatism that you see on social media today. That was one of the true early ones. But it's an incredible book in the sense of be outside, walk more, lift shit, eat whole foods. That's basically the principles. Sleep. Kind of really great stuff with a lot of dogma thrown in.
Sure.
But if you break it down to the core things.
It's all of it, right? He's got his spin to sell it or whatever.
Yeah.
But the core is.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems extreme, but actually when you strip it back, it's not.
So
human.
I love it, man. We'll just got a call with a client in 7 minutes. Shout out to Tim.
Yeah, let's go.
One of our longest ever clients. Love you, bro. Who's the biggest influence in your life? One person.
Oof. Who is the biggest? I'm going to go mum.
Shout out mama.
Yeah,
it's got
to be mum.
Love you, mama. Hey, all you clients getting those little gifts, which we're not going to tell you about unless you join. That's Jake's mum sorting you out.
Yeah.
And we'll finish with this, my bro. 3, your dinner table, your dream dinner table, dead or alive. Let's go 5 people. Who's sitting at the table with you?
Oh, fucking hell.
Hey, yeah, and we only got a few minutes, so try.
Yeah, it's a weird question.
Dead or alive, famous.
I always
family,
find some of these quite difficult because
Yeah.
I don't.
It's not like something you might think about all the time.
Well,
But
the weird thing is, I would probably just have just bring my greatest friends.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's go 3 friends, 2 others that aren't your friends or family. Which 3 friends? Oh, you're gonna upset some people here.
Yeah, let's not go for friends.
Okay.
No, I don't. Yeah, I honestly feel like why would I want to spend time with someone that
Let's say
just a celebrity or whatever?
Well, no, but somebody you might learn from. Maybe it's Eckhart Tolle. Maybe it's Anthony Kiedis. Maybe it's your bro from Alexis on Fire. Just to be like, hey, what's that? Tell me your story.
Yeah.
So it's not like, wow, I got Andre Agassi here. If you know what I'm saying. The interesting people you might want to learn from or hear about their journey.
Yeah, I actually think it's whatever season of your life you're in, it's going to change. Like for me right now, it's probably more people in the business world.
Cool.
Because that's the thing that I most want to learn from.
So 2 business, who'd they be?
I'd probably choose Taki Moore, who is like pretty well known, and then the other one I would choose is
Go.
I can't.
That's right. So let's go this then. 2 people from the music world, dead or alive, to sit at the table with you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Definitely the lead singer of Rammstein, Till.
Yeah. Amazing. Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Mate,
love this guy.
Yeah, that would just be the most interesting thing.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And then from the grave, mate, Kurt Cobain.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. All right. And then maybe somewhere out there, maybe it's an Eckhart Tolle type character, some spiritual god. Maybe.
I like how you're guiding me through this.
Well, you're getting stuck.
I'm struggling. I am struggling.
Yeah, I feel you.
I always feel scared of these sort of questions because I just don't really care about those sort of people. But
and maybe it's a bullshit question.
I think. I think big up David Attenborough, man.
Cool. That's a really interesting table. We'll leave it there. Attenborough. Yeah, that great table. All right. Final one. Just music's been big all the way through here. Yeah. You can listen to one song on repeat. Desert Island Disc. You got one song.
One song?
Yeah.
What's it going to be? Well, it's going to be a Rage Against the Machine track.
Cool.
And it's going to be... What's it going to be? It's going to be Freedom.
Ooh, okay. Nice. Beautiful, Jake. Thanks, man. Thanks for telling the story.
Thanks for questioning me.
Yeah. Hopefully it wasn't too tricky. Episode 10. Yeah. Thanks, man. See you next time.
Thanks, Jeff.
Cheers all.